There's no doubt that Jannik Sinner has a bright future ahead of him. He's one of the most exciting young players on the tour. I love watching him play. But there's something about his forehand that I want you to copy, and specifically the upward swing angle as he's striking the ball. And there's a very easy explanation to why he's able to do it, and it's called a closed racket face. Let me show you this previous shot right here. And then I'm going to show you from the side because this is really important. By the way, this video is courtesy of 12K GP Tennis on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to their awesome channel. So I want you to look at his racket and notice his racket is closed at about 45 degrees. This is not just based on the grip, by the way. Like most people go, oh, it's based on the grip. He's got a semi-Western grip. It's not based on the grip. Federer used to have the racket face just as closed with an Eastern. It's not based on the grip. You want to close your racket face, and here's why. When you tilt your strings down prior to contact, it allows you to swing up for topspin. Now, is Jannik aware of the fact that he's got a closed racket face? No. There's probably a really good chance Jannik has no idea, and that's not a slight on him. He's not supposed to be thinking about technique. There's a really good chance he's not even aware of the fact that his racket face is closed, and good for him. It's just one less thing to think about. But he wants to be swinging up as he hits the ball, and closing the racket face is the way to do that. Most recreational players do not have this. They do not have their strings facing down at 45 degrees. They have their strings facing off to the side. Now, let me show you from the side view why this is so important. Now, this video is courtesy of Court Level Tennis on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to their awesome channel. I want you to look at this forehand right here. Right? It's just a typical forehand standing, like 2 meters behind the baseline. Now, right here is the moment that we saw from the back view with that racket face closed at about 45 degrees, right? Butt cap pointing at the ball. I want to take him to contact. By the way, you can see his racket face is closed, and we can measure how closed his racket is. You want your racket to be as much as 10 degrees closed at contact. So there it is right there. He's at 9 degrees closed or 10 degrees closed. That's awesome. But I want to show you his upward swing angle. So if we take a line straight across and then we go to his follow through, you can see that his swing is at about 50 degrees. So his upward swing angle as just before contact, up and through contact, his racket is swinging up. But I want you to notice that's not the direction his ball is traveling. The ball is going like this. The ball is traveling along the yellow line, but the racket is traveling along the red. That's because you want to swing more up than you want the ball to go. We want to go this way with our swing. That's what imparts spin on the ball, but that's really only possible if you have a loop type of swing that allows you to get some racket speed, but you also need to close the racket face. This is so critical. Please make sure that your strings are tilted down prior to hitting the ball, and that when you swing up, that your strings are still slightly tilted down. As you're swinging up, we want to be swinging up as we strike the ball, getting that ball to spin. I think most players would be surprised to see that Jannik is actually swinging up at 50 degrees on just a normal forehand. So please go out and hit some forehands and make sure that you close your racket face. Film yourself to make sure you're doing it. Swing up from below contact to above contact with the strings pointing down. And make sure that you're swinging up sufficiently that you can get the topspin that you need to play your best tennis. Now, the best way to practice these techniques is at home with a Topspin Pro. You can get a Topspin Pro using my link in the description. I'm also going to pin it in the first comment. I absolutely love the Topspin Pro, and I know you will too. And if you're looking for people in your local area to play matches against or practice with, or if you want to find a coach who's close to you who can help you with your game, then use my link for PlayYourCourt, and it's playyourcourt.com/2minutetennis. When you use my link to sign up, you get 50% off. Make sure that you go out and film yourself, and that before you hit the ball, when you're attempting topspin, that your racket face is sufficiently closed. Remember, this is the moment where the butt cap is pointing at the balls. Closed means your strings are pointing down. And then all you have to do from there is swing up and through contact. He's not going straight up. He's not going straight forward. It is a combination of the two. He's going up and through contact. That's how you get a heavy ball. You don't want to be too much up. You don't want to be too much through. If you can really compress the ball against the strings while you go low to high, there is no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.